Hi, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. I have a couple more Christmas projects for you. I have another pre-order coming today from this catalog. So I have camp tomorrow. I live in Indy, so if you're in the Indy area and you ever want to join me for stamp camp, let me know. But I'm going to get these two last. One's a Christmas card, but it could also be a wedding card, and then one's a New Year's card. So I'm going to get those finished, and then I'm moving on to this catalog, which is our January to June mini catalog. It says to June, but it's really just to the beginning of June, because by then we'll have our new annual catalog. So I have these coming tomorrow as well. So if you've purchased from me since April online or in person, then you will be getting one. So if you come to camp tomorrow, you'll get one, but they all know the rules. They have to finish. It's like dinner. You have to eat your dinner before you get dessert. They have to finish their camp projects, and then they will get these catalogs. So this is full of fun, fabulous, bright and beautiful stuff. And then this one is full of fun, bright and beautiful stuff that's all free. So if you need me to mail them to you, let me know. I have a limited quantity, so the girls that are coming and the girls that have already purchased from me will be first on the list. I can always order more. I just don't know how many. And then this is the one I'm working from today, and it is actually ending on January 2nd, but it's also as supplies last. So, you know, now that we're getting to the end of it, stuff is running out. There is a list on my website, on my Facebook, that you can go look, and it has things here. It will tell you things that will carry over. And this year we have two different carryovers. Like this one says carryover. That means that you can buy these little things until at least the new catalog comes out in May. So they're good through May. You'll be able to see them on my website. They won't actually be in a catalog, but you'll be able to see. If they say nothing, like all this beautiful stuff says nothing, it may already be gone. Like I know this snowman paper is gone. Excuse me, you know, I've been sick. Still can't make it through very much talking without coughing. I know this is sold out, but some of the stuff is still available just till January 2nd. But there is, I do want to tell you, I have this laid here, and I just happened to open this page. It was not intentional. I'm going to use the buffalo check today. I call this my baby buffalo check, and it is not carrying over. So if you want the baby buffalo check in my head, it's a must-have, because it's adorable. Look how adorable it is. This one's cute too, but the baby buffalo, it's just baby. And it, you know, the buffalo check is my very favorite stamp right now, and I use it all the time. And I know you all love it, because I can tell from the number of hits I get on YouTube that it's that lots of people like it. So this one, not carrying over. So I highly recommend. The stamp set's only $20. It has some little tags. It goes with the die, but you can just get the stamp set. It's worth the $20 just to have this in your arsenal forever. The stripes are cute too. It has some little tags, some little snowflakes that you'll be able to use, and the little thing that says sweet treats. So I did want to point out that you have till January 2nd to get that. Stamp sets don't usually sell out, so you do have till the 2nd to get those. But then new this year, they also have, let me find one, these that are called Carryover 2020. What this means, and you'll see it on my website, I have a little chart, and those are marked in yellow. That means they will be gone on January 2nd, but they are returning favorites. So they'll be gone January 2nd, but then they will be back. Like the Moose Punch, currently sold out. It was a hot seller and it's gone, but it will be returning in the holiday catalog, which seems forever away. And you know, we'll go to sleep and then it'll be August again, and we'll have the new holiday 2020 catalog. So the ones that say Carryover 2020, those will be back. You won't be able to get them after January 2nd. So you may want, you know, if you're dying to get the Moose set, you need to get it now, or you'll have to wait again till next year. So there's two different ones. I have the chart. You know how much I love this. I used it in yesterday's video. Love, love, love these dies. And, you know, I'm a sucker for anything vintage. Love these cards. All of this will be gone January 2nd. So I just took my catalog. It was easier for me to just go through, like carryover on this Shimmery Crystal Effects, which I have used this several times recently on those little birdhouses that we're making at my camp. This paper's currently sold out, but it will be back. The stamp sets that go with the paper won't be back. So I just found it easier to flip through my catalog and mark so I could kind of see what was coming. None of this. I loved my little monster guys. Leaving. So it just kind of helps you to see what is. And there are some things that are retiring for good that are on sale. So you can see that too. So you can see I'm going to use my buffalo check. So I have my Stamparatus ready. I'm going to use the greatest part of Christmas, which is a host set. And you can get that if you place a $150 order. It will be free. And you can do that on my website. If you place a $150 order right now, I have a ton. You'll get from me 3 different free things. So you'll want to make sure to go to my website. You don't have to use the host code, but as soon as you place the $150 order, you get a free paper trimmer. You get, I don't remember what my free things are, but you get all of my free stuff. Then you get host benefits too. So you can choose this for one of your host things. And I love this. You'll use it forever. We're going to use it today. And then I'm using the Still Scenes bundle, but I'm not actually using any of the stamps. When I created the card, I just liked it with the dies. So this is a carryover, but it's not necessarily going to be in after May. So if you love this, and I do love the dies, and if you saw my mountain card, I'm so glad it's a carryover because I included it, the new mountain set that's coming in the holiday catalog. I mean, the mini catalog, there's too many catalogs for my sick little brain to handle right now. So it works with that stamp set. So I'm glad these dies are hanging around because now I can include those with the project that we'll do in January. So I have soft sea foam, which you might not think is a Christmas color, but as I said, this could also be. This time of year at my camps, I like to give them cards that could be dual purpose. So this is a Christmas card or it could be a wedding card. So just fold this in half, soft sea foam. But if you want to get that host set and you're like, I don't need $150 for myself right now because I'm buying Christmas presents, then take a look at the catalog as far as Christmas ideas, because there's a lot in there. The adhesives, the glue, the envelopes, the kits. We have so many great kits that you could get for people for Christmas gifts. And everybody loves those all-inclusives. They're so easy. Even if people think they're not crafters, then they would love the kits because everything they need is in it. And then you may find that you can find some friends who, guess what? They find out that they can do this. And then all of 2020, you'll have some new friends who would like to come over and craft with you. But there's also things that kids love. They just love, get them a stamp set and a couple of ink pads and then just go get them some Crayola markers. Because, you know, I get it. You don't want your kids to use the expensive markers. So I'm inking this up in Smoky Slate. We're going to go for a kind of a pastel look. So you can see I always stamp with the buffalo check so I can see where I've mounted it because it's not clear. So here's where it's going to hit. I've taken my paper, the grid paper that you can buy for these, and I just pushed it up in the corner because it's the whole thing, so you can't use the magnet to hold it down. Just take a tiny bit of snail, which I did from my first card, so it's still a little sticky. I don't need to add any more. And then you use this to kind of line this up so I can see where the stamp's going to go. I want the whole thing on here, and the stamp is bigger than a card front. So just stick that. You don't want too much sticky on there because you don't want it to rip the back of your card. But you know, you get as many takes as what you need when you use the Stamparatus. Stamparatus. The other thing is, you know, send my web link to those who buy for you and send them the host code or even give them your wish list and my email, and then I can help them shop for you. If you don't have a Stamparatus yet, or if you don't have the paper trimmer, or there's some stuff that you want, I would be happy to help them pick what you want for Christmas because, you know, who wants another sweatshirt when you could get stamp stuff? And then I'm just going to use my bone folder to hold that down because, like I said, the magnet's up here. So you can see it's kind of modelly, partly because I was talking to you about shopping while I was inking, but that's fine because we can do it 10 times if we need to. We don't want to because that takes a long time. But it's a softer color, so it does take a little bit more inking than just black. And black's often when I use this. So on my sample, I think I did it 3 times. And you also want to make sure that you press everywhere, which I was still talking. So press that, hold it again. Maybe we can get it in 2. Still modeled. And you know, the other thing is the Stamparatus is an exercise. It's a stamping exercise. I should stand up because when I sit in this chair, my angle's funny, especially because I'm filming. So let's see when I stand up. And the Smoky Slate is one of our inks that dries lighter. So right now I know it looks kind of black, and as it dries later, you'll see that it's lighter. But that's the other thing, you don't want too many coats of this because then the Smoky Slate just gets darker and darker. Okay, so now I stood up, and now I can press a little harder. So now we should be good. There we go. And that's almost all the actual stamping except for the word that we're gonna do. So this card's gonna come together pretty quickly now. So if you haven't done your Christmas cards yet, you could still have time to order this and really go through all of your kind of scrap papers and put this card together, because I literally just kind of pieced colors together to make it. So we have a lot of die cutting to do. So let's pull our die cutting machine over. So the first thing I want to do is we're going to make this into a window card. So I have our stitch label dies. I'm just going to open this up, and it has to go through this way. So make sure everything's lined up before you do, and it's going to have to go through speed bump, which you know I hate, but you have to. See, because the card takes up the whole thing. So just make sure it's kind of on here straight, because the lines are going to, if it's crooked, you'll notice more. Pull that out. And the nice thing is it just takes one pass, because all of the new Stampin' Up! Dies, so you can hear the speed bump on it, and you get it twice. But all the Stampin' Up! Dies just take one pass through. So you can kind of see how dark that is. I do want you to notice later that it is going to be lighter. Let's see, one pass was fine, and it gives you the little stitch. We're going to use both pieces. We're going to put that on the inside of our card. So now we have this. And then we need a lot of these in duplicate, so I've done some of them. But here's the base to our snow globe, the pretty base. I don't know if we can get all these on here at once, but this is the most intricate die. So when you're cutting, it's a die tip for you. When you're cutting a bunch of dies, a lot of these are going to be not intricate at all. So this is the most intricate, and this is the highest point of our die cutting. So I'm going to put that one in the middle. If you put it up here in the corner, it's going to not cut as well. So we've got the other part, because this pretty part mounts over that. Slide that just a bit. We've got some trees. We've got the actual snow globe. Then I did the church, and I did the stag. It also comes like with an outline for some of the stamped images, which we're not using in the stamped images, and it comes with a mama bear and a baby grizzly bear. Not using those. So it's a really fun die set. You don't even really need, as you're going to see. I think there's maybe 2 that cut things out. So you can see these cut fine. And I will tell you, you don't want to go back and forth, because if you go back and forth on these, you're going to put this highlight in. It just takes one pass. I've seen online some people have like indents on your trees. You don't want the indents on your trees, and that happens because you've rolled it through too many times. One time is plenty. See, they cut fine once, and it cuts into your plates. It's not good for your dies. I mean, it's not bad for your dies, but every time you use them, you know, it just cuts them a little bit more. This one I'm going to put in here because it's going to make a mess. And I think that's all the die cutting. I tried to get everything laid there before I did it. So now we just have to stick it all together and then do a couple of fun things with it. So the first thing I want to do, you can see this is already lightening up. I'm going to put my piece back in here. Stick some adhesive on it. And then just line that right back up, press it down, and then you have a little panel in here. And let's stamp our words on it. So I just have Memento. And again, this is from the Hostess set. I don't have the stickers mounted on it, so I'll have to stamp it to tell you what it says. And make sure it's nice and black, although this will get a little lighter. It says, the greatest part of Christmas is the time spent with those we hold most dear. I liked it for the words, but I also liked it for the font. Now I'm going to show you just a little trick. This time I stamped the black pretty well. The first time I stamped it, it was kind of, well, and it was also the first time I used the stamp, which you should never really stamp the first time ever with a stamp directly on your project, but you know, I was kind of in a hurry. So if sometimes those black things are kind of, or you know, your banners are a little bit mottled, if you happen to have the same color blend, then all you have to do is take this, plus it's going to make our Christmas stand out a little bit. But you can just color back in any of those little, it's not black, but it kind of filled in all of the little places. You know, sometimes if on the bold stamps, if just a place didn't ink well enough, it has like a little smudgy see-through part. And just by doing that, it just highlighted it and colored it back in. So there you go. So now we have this. So now we just have to put everything together. So I'm going to show you a tip. And somebody on stage in Lansing showed us this. And that's when I was really, really sick. And I apologize that I don't remember who it was. I think I remember who it was, but I hesitate to say because if it's the wrong person, then I'll give the wrong person credit. But I'm fairly certain that she also said that it wasn't her idea, that she got it from somebody else. So this is our multi-tombow liquid glue, and we just call it green glue. And it's horribly sticky. So when you get it on you, it like to never comes off your hands. It reminds you, you know, when you were in grade school and you would intentionally put Elmer's on your fingers so you could peel it off, except this takes forever to peel off. So I just put some on a little paper plate. Then you take one of our sponges and just a binder clip, and then we're going to be able to use this to adhere stuff, and it's not going to get on us. So on the front piece, we are going to do the church scene, and on the back one, we're going to do the stag. So you can see that the ones I already ran through are there's two pieces of the church, which this could, you know, you can work these different ways. And then there's a stag. In the catalog, it might look like he's a little cartoony because it looks like he has an eye. He doesn't have an eye. It's just for you to poke him out. So this just barely fits to go across. So you're going to need to take 2 glue dots. I didn't want it to make a smaller one because I liked smaller and you lost some of the window effect. So just take 2 glue dots. Figure out where you want this to go. With all of the sandwiching and some glue, it holds just fine. So I'm going to put it right here, just right on the edge. And then another one right here on the edge. And you don't want it to go onto your card any more than it has to. And then this will be the base for where you are sticking everything. So just make sure it's not hanging out, partly because if they do, it looks like you have a little booger on your card. So now you can see we have a nice little window. And this is going to have pieces on the back too, so it's fine. But now we've got the base for everything. So now let's go over here. Lay your die in here. This is the one I've already done, so you're going to need 2 of everything. Just get some glue on the end of your thing, and then don't move it. And it doesn't take, you don't have to get everywhere because this stuff's super sticky. And then again, you're going to lay this on here. And we are going to add some more glue dots to the edge of that where it touches. But now you've put glue on here and it will hold your die, these more intricate ones, and you've not gotten your finger sticky. But this glue is going to hold that down for a second. Now we can go up here and add some glue dots to our Snowglobe. And again, it's just enough over the edge to hold on to it. You kind of have to stretch them. On this side. Okay, and now everything else can be held on by the glue. So for this one, let's take some trees. Anything that's big enough, just use your snail. And of course I'm out because I'm filming. I literally used it to put that thing on and I did not know I would run out. Let's see if I have any. Okay, well, we're just gonna use the glue for all of it. That wasn't my intent. You can use snail on this because they're big enough to do, but we're just gonna use the glue tip. And with this, you just kind of lift it up just a little bit. And the nice thing about the green glue, as opposed to using the snail, is that you have a little bit longer to work with it. So see, it's not dry yet. So I can lift this up with my take your pick and just slide that right down under there. Put my trees on. And then these little houses or church things, it has some really pretty indents. So if you're just using this piece, it works. But I want to be able to color my windows in. So this is not scientific at all. And it really does need the snail for this, but I don't see any laying because I've already packed up camp and stuff downstairs for other projects. So there's nothing. But you're just going to take, this is the, the leftover pieces from my globe. So just do this, and we're gonna go for the glue again. I know some people, the green glue is their adhesive of choice, partly because it moves. It's not my adhesive of choice because it gets on my fingers, and I already have an issue with dry skin, and so I don't like to wash my hands more than I have to. That's a little bit long, but that's okay. We just trim that off. There's nothing, you don't need any kind of measurements for it. You just do that. And then, see, this is my issue with the glue, is it gets everywhere. But that's a scrap. I might need to add more to my plate now that I'm using it for a lot, but I think a little of this stuff goes a long way. So let's stick this here. And then I have my light So Saffron. And this is one time when it's good that our blends bleed. So just kind of draw it down the center and then just let it bleed to the edges. That way you're not going to hit your... And then this is Shimmering White, which is Shimmering White is what I did this in. Vanilla is this, Champagne, Old Olive, and Smoky Slate. And again, I need to get just a scrap of this. You don't need to go get any special. And just kind of work it so you've covered up all your windows, so that will work. And Shimmering White's my favorite cardstock, so I always have plenty of it. Let's see how that goes. You just need a scrap. There we go. Add some glue. Just over the top of that top window. I'm missing just a tad. So let's put some right here. You could have picked a better piece, I guess. Or else I think I cut kind of crooked. puzzle. There we go. Oops, and it wasn't. I think I need more glue. The snail's really easier for this part, I think. But it's okay because this, we are going to take your tiny little dimensionals because we want to pop this part up. So let's just stick those together with this. And I put 3 or 4 on because it's kind of dainty and you don't want it to get smushed. There are also little shaker bits so you can actually make a snow globe and put shakers in it. But I didn't do that for this card. So let's pull those little babies off. And stick this here. You're gonna make sure that everything kind of stays in your snow globe. So make sure your steeple doesn't go outside the top. And again, take this and just go through the middle, and you can see the other one's already bled, and you can see this is getting lighter. How it started out, it was looking a little bit on the memento color. And these literally just dot, and it will bleed right into the edges. So there's our front done. And just pop it open. And you can see those glue dots. That's why you don't, this is why you need another piece in here. These I've already cut out. And this you could do with snail, but since I don't have any, let's put some more green glue here. I always keep my liquid glue sitting up like this, because then it's ready to use like that. If you have 2, then keep the other one tilted because this is a fine tip end. And this time I'm just going to add the glue all over the whole thing, which is I did with snail on my other card. But if you're a fan of the green glue, then and maybe I'll become more of a fan after using it this way. So this side's easier because it's just the deer. There's no coloring. So put this there. And then I'm gonna add glue to both sides of this because I wanna try to get it to the edges. So here where it's gonna go over, it's gonna be one more little sandwich piece to hold that all on there. And let's get this out of here. Now on this back one, I didn't care so much that all the little ones got out. So I was a little bit careful to kind of leave the tiny ones in, which when you're using the glue technique, they're not gonna fall out. So I'll hold it up in a second and show you what I mean. You know, it's the inside of the card, which is cute and people will like it, but they're not gonna say, oh, all of those little pokies, which sometimes on our dies, you know, like especially when we do leaves and stuff, I intentionally leave some of them in because I think it's a pretty effect. But you don't ever want to run your foil pieces through too many times on your die cutting machine because then sometimes it picks up all of the scratches in your plate. So see, it's got all these little tiny ones. I don't care if all those come out because nobody's going to look back here and say, oh, all of those aren't poked out. They're just going to say, oh, look at that cute little stag. So just get that. And how much easier is that on these intricate ones than trying to figure out some places to put your adhesive? And see, no glue on my hands because it just sticks to that. Add your trees. Again, just lift that up a little bit. And the same thing with your deer. So this one's a lot easier. If you were doing I always think that this would make a really nice engagement card for a guy. Because a lot of times we don't give the boys in our life an engagement card, but they should get one. So there's one last little touch. How cute is it? And it's getting lighter and lighter all the time. So I wanted the snow globe effect without having to do the work because I was a little lazy. And when the girls know they have a new catalog coming at camp, it's not that they race, but they kind of race to get their projects done so they can get that new catalog. And it's Christmas camp. I want it to be low stress, you know. I'll take some pictures by the tree and do some fun stuff. So this is my ode to the snow without actually having to do the snow globe. So it's alcohol and our shimmer white, our frost white shimmer paint. But I didn't get a scrap piece of paper. Here, let me get, this is when I cleaned off it's what I used, I guess, the first time. So it is beautiful. So these are just, if you don't have these are another great stocking stuffer, even for the non-crafters in your life. I have them with hand sanitizer in my purse. I have them with eyeglass cleaner in my purse. You can fill them and write on with Sharpie. And they make fun stocking stuffers for all kinds of stuff for crafters. You can fill them with, again, the hand sanitizer is what I use when I clean my blocks. But you kind of want to put it a little far away. Oh. And then just spritz. And it looks wet because it's alcohol, but it will dry. So I hope you can see that. I'll show you on my finished one. And I was a little bit generous with it because, again, I wanted the snow effect. I don't see where I put the lid. So can you see that? I know you can see it a little bit more on the green. So it has that effect of there's some snow in the globe, even on the shimmer white. So here's my finished one. And the smoky slate's now drying, but you can see it now with the alcohol dry on this one, how it gets the shimmer effect. And how on the inside of this, I did want it to have kind of some splotchy, so it kind of looked like the snow globe had the snow, you know, in it, like somebody had shaken it and it was up in there. So there you go. This is my last official Christmas card video for 2020. I'm always so excited, you know, in September when I do the first one, and then I'm equally excited when December comes and I do my last one. So this is a really beautiful set. I should have gotten the card. Hang on, I do have it. Oh, well, this is not the one that has, I have multiples of them. The one's already for the girls to stamp with. But this is one of the bundles that's in the upcoming catalog. And I took the stag die that's in this set and I just added it over here. But you could also run the bears in black, the mama bear and the baby bear. So they will go perfectly well. Again, this is just the buffalo check. So see, you gotta have the buffalo check. If you don't have it, you're missing out because it's fabulous. So there you go. Merry Christmas to you all. And I will be back with one last card from this holiday catalog, and it's a New Year's card. So have a great day. Bye.